Sunday Girl is all about living and fulfilling our dreams. This guest dramatically changed her life. First of all, she changed her career, then she went back to college, then she upped with her husband Fergal and moved down here to the gorgeous, magical Dingle Peninsula. She then took a really brave step and she opened her own business. Her energy, enthusiasm and her complete joy of living is absolutely infectious. And indeed, the colours of her work are reflected and mirrored by her beautiful personality. Founder of successful and sustainable swim rope company Mais, Frances Rogerty is this week's guest on Sunday Girl. Here in your beautiful home on the Dingle Peninsula. I'm so jealous. So it would be my dream to live here.
Yeah, I am definitely living the dream here.
You are. Tell me, how did it all happen? Tell us a little bit about how Frances came to live in this most beautiful part of the world and set up your own business.
I'm originally from Tipperary and I was always in the restaurant cafe business, wandered into it, but having wanted to study fashion design originally, I decided that it was time to return back to my dream, which was to do fashion design. So I went back as a mature student to do my degree in fashion design.
Years ago did you decide, okay, I'm going to make a change?
I think it was 4 years ago. Yeah.
Okay, so
only
quite
4.
recently.
Yeah.
So, and you weren't living here, you were living somewhere else.
No, I was living up in Tipperary.
Living up in
in my home
Tipperary,
place.
the Midlands. Working a cafe hospitality business.
Yeah.
And one morning you woke up and said, I'm going back to college, is that it?
Yeah, that was it. I felt that we were in the cafe business, we had 60 staff employed, and I felt it was at that stage of my life I really needed to start going back to my passion in what I wanted to do. So I said, here goes, I'll do a year in fashion design and I'll see how I get on.
Okay.
And I loved it from the minute I went in. I was at home. It was just, I just loved it. It was just amazing.
Well, I so admire you because you and I, like, we're in or around a certain age, and sometimes, it's more difficult, we're more fearful to make a big career change when we've been on one particular path for a lot of our lives. We have a dream, but we're sometimes afraid to follow that dream. So, that moment 4 years ago when you woke up and said, that's it.
Yeah.
I'm going to follow my dream.
Yeah.
I'm going to go back. I'm going to study fashion. And what point did you then decide I'm going to move to here?
Okay, so we were in the cafe business while I was still studying the fashion design, and I come January 2018, our lease finished in the 2 cafes that we were in. We still have a restaurant that's rented out, and we said, okay, let's just get out and let's just change. So we completely got out of it and we sat there and we looked at each other going, why are we living in this big house? Why don't we just sell it and decide to downsize? And we had here, and it's always been my dream to live beside the beach as well. And then we got the money for the sale of our house the day lockdown came.
Okay.
So that was like, a sign. We were lucky. We were very lucky to be out of the business. We didn't have that headache for the last 2 years.
So kind of things, although you kind of made the decision, things kind of happened organically for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like they were kind of meant to happen.
Yeah, it was all. When I was studying fashion design, I got overwhelmed by the amount of stuff out there and the fast fashion. I really did. I was like, I couldn't believe it. And I said, I can't contribute to this. And I was very disillusioned because I really didn't want to contribute to the fast fashion and the textile pile up that really is there. One day we were chatting to a friend in the rag trade and he basically was saying, why don't you go buy towels and, make some swim ropes? I can't sell them quick enough, he said. They're in such high demand. And then we were driving along and I said, I can't do that. That's the same thing. And so he was, well, just let's use old towels. Yeah, and that's where the ideas.
And Ferg, of course, is your husband.
Yeah.
Okay.
I must mention him.
Co-brains in the business.
Yeah.
What is so different is that you are actually using discarded towels.
Yeah.
Towels that will be thrown away.
Yeah.
And you are recycling those into these gorgeous, colourful, vibrant swim robes.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, and I'm doing them. I'm sewing them. And it's manageable. And if I expand, I'm taking the company organically. If it expands further, judging by the demand. I mean, I couldn't believe it. I started making them, and the ladies and gentlemen that I always go swimming with, can I have one? Can I have one? Can I have one? Every day I would go down swimming, I'd come back with maybe two, 3 orders.
They're really a see want thing.
Yeah.
Genuinely, because you look at them and you say, I want one of those. And because each one is completely original, because you are making them yourself from recycled towels, it means that no two are the same. So that kind of gives that originality as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, I try and keep my signature look. I use my trim and which has the Lily May branding on it, and then I design each hood separately. It's and that's my look. Some people, they tell me what colours they want. And I always tell them, just leave the hood to me, because that's my signature.
Okay.
Thinking about where did I get the love of design and fashion, because it's not in the family. And I was thinking about this last night, and I have to say it was from my mum. I lost my mum. I was 10. Yeah, and but I have very little memories of her, and I didn't expect to be getting upset here. But the few memories I have of her were her clothes.
Okay.
She was like, she came from a farming background. She married into a farming background, and I don't know where it came from, but oh my God, she had the most amazing clothes, colour, design,
so
I imagine, unusual, and I actually my God, I actually think that's where I've gotten it all from.
It's from what was your mum's name?
Yeah, Kathleen.
Kathleen.
Yeah. And I was only 10, so it was huge, those formative years, but so it's nice to think, because you think back when you lose somebody so young,
but it's
that
great
they don't influence you.
Correct, and it's great that you're thinking about her today.
That
you brought her with you through your life, right to this moment.
She did manage to influence me at some stage.
She's right with you this moment. Oh, that's a lovely story.
Yeah, it is. And my dad was always, we had the most amazing father. He was mother and father, gentle giant, and stunning man. And he passed away. I would never have moved here while my father was still alive, because I lived up next door to him, and in Tipperary, yeah. But I know he's happy. He's happy that I'm here now.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Everybody will be happy to be here
I
now.
know.
We're not going to go home today.
Yeah. I remember one day I was walking back up from swimming, and a lady pulled up in the Jeep, and she goes, I'm looking for Fran Fogarty. And I was like, oh no, I'm Fran Fogarty. And she was like, I want to buy one of your robes. And I was like, what? And I said, how do you know about my robe? And she goes, oh, I just saw a lady walking away wearing one.
Yeah,
of
they're
them.
so distinctive.
And she goes, can I order one? And I was like, oh, you can. And so she drove off after we swapped all the details. And I just looked at Ferg, and I goes, I think maybe we've hit on something. I think maybe we're on to a winner,
But you have, because even though each of your robes is completely original, there actually is a look to them. There's you have a brand. So even though each is unique, and because you're creating them, they all, when you look at them, you say, that's a Lily May's robe. So you have actually created that brand.
Yeah.
And it's in their aesthetic, and their form, in their colour.
Yeah, so no, in the middle of all of this, which I didn't tell you about, Orla, I ended up in hospital for 5 days, and I ended up being diagnosed as type 1 diabetic, which has been a massive change.
Impact.
This and the robes and all of this, and the sustainable part of making them and living making them, has become more and more important, because there's one thing type 1 teaches you, is you have to live in the moment. And it ties in, funnily enough, for some strange reason in my head, with the whole sustainability of making the robes. Because each robe, you're in the moment making it. It's not fast fashion. It's not,
Yeah,
big string
it's in
of
the now.
machines. Yeah, it's in the now, and I love it, you know. And it's just I wake up every morning, and this isn't, you know, you hear people saying living the dream. My husband actually stopped doing the lotto because he said we won the lotto.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think you won the lotto too.
Yeah, and we have, and we're so lucky. Yeah.
And tell me, for somebody watching this, and you know they're thinking about making a big change or making changes to their lives, but they're afraid or they just don't know how to go about it, what would you say to them?
Do it.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Just walk away.
Yeah, if you overthink it, you'll never do it.
Fran, I remember the first day I met you. I came down here to do a recce for a job that you had talked to me about, and I sat here in your kitchen, and I was just so, I think, I'm going to use the word overwhelmed, but attracted, let's use that word, to your enthusiasm and to your energy and to your positivity. And I'd kind of brought my dogs with me, you know, and I said, what I'll do is I'll drop in, say a quick hello, just kind of do, you know, hey, who are you, who are me, then I'll flip off to the beach, you know, and walk the dogs. And I think 3.5 hours later, I think you probably had to throw me out. I had to walk the dogs in the dark on the beach. I was just... Your personality and everything about you was so infectious.
Oh.
And I was so captured by your idea as well. I just thought, what a wonderful idea, and I really admired you. And when I left that day, I just spoke to other people about you, and I said, I met this incredible lady. And it was so interesting because many of my design friends already knew you or had communicated with you. I mean, I spoke to Don O'Neill and he said that, oh, I've been chatting with Fran, and many others as well. So I think positivity and staying positive and kind of reflecting out colour into life draws people to you.
Yeah, oh, that's so kind of you, Orla, and so nice to say that.
True.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
It's 100% true.
No, I suppose I don't see that, but
all of us here in the room see it.
Yeah.
And it's authentic, you see.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's real.
Yeah.
You know, so it kind of, you know, permeates every part of your being. You know, from your personality right through to your work. It's this colour and this life and this positivity. And so if you haven't had the chance to check out Lily Mais online, or even better, come down to the Dingle Peninsula in the bright airy days of summer, and have the opportunity maybe even to meet Fran. She'll be swimming on the beach. You won't miss her. You won't miss her in the robes. Thank you so much for your time, for inviting us into your beautiful home, and every success with your amazing business, Fran.
Oh, well, Orla, thank you so much, because you've been so supportive and so kind to me, and it's just made it all easier, you know.
I'm in love with it.
Yeah, well, thank you.
Thank you for joining both of us on Sunday Girl, and we both wish you an amazing week.